Yeah, welcome inside the Huntsman Center for the 2022 5A Girls quarterfinals. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. And we've got a fun matchup. We got the reigning 5A champion Springville Red Devils taking on, well, a team that's been very, very good, the Olympus Titans.
They have been very, very good, and a very, very good career for Olympus on the line tonight, right? When you look at Alyssa Blank, has been one of the greatest players, I would say, in program history, over 1,500 career points, and a young woman committed to go to BYU, as you see starting that bottom right of the bracket. And this Olympus team, they got their hands full playing a team they played in the regular season in Springville, game they lost. They're trying to get on the right side of that recent tradition.
Well, we talked about Springville. Remember, they won the state championship on a buzzer-beating shot against Farmington. And we know about Coach Avery. Get her to the tournament.
Yeah.
And she, like Sharon Mason, could get you to a title, to at least a title game, get you a title. Ellie Esplin, we knew her from a year ago, an outstanding defender. She has been spectacular.
Yeah, I feel like her steals are down a little bit this year, just 2 a game. I'm teasing, because last year in the state tournament, it was like 6 every game. It was just like picking pockets, kidnapping kittens left and right. And Ellie Esplin has been phenomenal. 14 points a game for her. She leads the team in scoring. You look at Paray, there's multiple contributors here for Springville. The Red Devils have not lost to a 5A opponent all year. It's going to be interesting to see if they can execute enough today, and that defense, in my mind, is going to be the key. Can they slow down Alyssa Blank and the rest of this Titan offense, keep this game in the 40s to get a win to advance to the semis?
Yeah, remember last year they had the post. This year a little bit different. We'll see how that really goes here for Coach Avery as we are ready to get started here in the 5A quarterfinals. You saw the path to the semifinals as it'll be Springville in their reds and Olympus in their home whites. As it'll be Ellie Esplin, Brooke Pennington, and crew ready to get going. Jumping it up will be Catherine Durfee. As she will be jumping it against Abby Topham. Been a fun day at the Huntsman Center. 4 more games, including this one, before our day 1 is done, heading into 6A tomorrow. And we are underway in the girls' 5A quarterfinals, and there's a steal. Abby Topham right to the rim, left it a little strong, and the rebound taken. And now on the push here, Ellie Esplin. Ellie down the lane. A little strong with the left hand and got a lot of frenetic energy to work out here to start as Blank hands off to Brooklyn Davies. Now on the angle with Mary Sheets. Sheets in the lane. Sends it back up top. This is Blank. And a bump off that drive, no call. Brooklyn Davies on the drive. Kathleen Durfee goes on the baseline. This is Mouser, sent up top to Esplin. Pump the 3. Ellie left that one short, and Blank sends that one out of bounds, and we will stay here with the Red Devils.
Boy, really interesting. Springville had that ball, near side, and help defense started to come down. And you saw that cross-court pass was available. Esplin did not take the 3, but if they're going to bring that defensive help, and you're late on those closeout, you can get open looks if you're Springville in this contest.
As that one is sent out of bounds, we'll stay here with Springville. Three on the way and good from Brooke Pennington.
We did not talk about her in the open, but one of the returners, if I recall correctly, from last year's team was a big contributor.
Mishandled that inbound, taken by Springville. Durfee finds this one inside, and it crawls in for Ashley Mouser.
A good start here, and again, you see Springville. We've been accustomed to this, Dusty, that pressure in the backcourt, picking that ball up early and trying to get pressure on the opposing guards, get that ball up the floor.
Brooklyn Davies goes down the lane, left it a little strong. Blank fighting for the rebound. We'll have a loose ball foul on Alyssa Blank. And we'll go down the floor with the Red Devils. A tough start here for the Olympus Titans.
Yeah, first foul there on Blank. Talked about her year, how good she's been, but it is so important for Olympus to keep her on the floor. 19 points per game for Blank, 10+ rebounds a game for Blank. They need her.
And a loose ball picked up by Olympus and Abby Topham. Davies drive the base. Finds Sheets on the cut. Sheets is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul will be charged to Springville's number 10, Kayla Poré.
Yeah, I love the job there by Olympus. Put that ball high post, get Sheets on the run, and allow her to try to utilize some of that speed and gathering the basketball after already in the run there to use momentum to get to the rim.
And the first free throw is good, but Mary Sheets, of course, her father, Jim Sheets, was a teammate of AF coach Ryan Cuff at Richfield. As she was 1 of 2 from the floor, or from the free throw line. Then there's a turnover taken by Davies. Outside to Sheets. Alyssa Blank gets switched over to Pennington. Blake sends back up. 3 on the way and good. And it's 4 points for Mary Sheets.
Well, I was kind of surprised. I thought Blank had a mismatch. Could have actually tried to take advantage of that in the block, but I love the confidence in her teammate to throw it out. Mary able to knock down the 3, 33% on the year for Sheets from long range.
And then the bucket there to Pennington. That's 5 points in the quarter for Pennington. And then Sheets thought she'd get the call and did not. This is Esplin. Can't finish at the rim, and Blank pulls down the rebound. This Olympus team made to the semifinals last year before losing to Farmington. Of course, we talked about Springville winning at the buzzer to beat Farmington. 39-38. Lauren Deedy at the horn. Nice take by Sheets, and she's fouled by Pennington. Her first, team second. And it'll put Sheets back at the line for 2 free throws.
It's one of the tough things when you've got a player like Alyssa Blank, so much focus on her. And great recognition again there by Sheets, trying to utilize that athleticism, get a run to the rim. Drawing contact here to the line is still the only scorer in the books here for the Titans early on.
In for the Titans, number 10, Joss Baker.
So Joss Baker will come on for Sarah Stringham. And the second free throw good from Sheets. It is now Springville 7, Sheets 5. Outside to Pennington. And now Poré found Durfee inside, but we got a foul on the floor. It'll be the second team foul on the Titans. And that will go to Brooklyn Davies. Poré pumped the 3, sent out to Esplin. Ellie open for 3, can't get it. Durfee with the board and missed an opportunity maybe just to lay that one back up. Back inside Durfee. Sent back out. Pennington for 3.
Talk about that cross-court pass earlier. And again, that defense collapsing down, and Blank went to the floor. They kind of had to scramble to kind of help on the defense there and left the open 3. Springville able to hit it.
Alyssa Blank come back on the other end, yet to get on the board. Her first shot of the night. Thought she'd get the call and didn't. Quickly on the move, here's Pennington. And Sheets on the hustle. It'll go off of Sheets, and we will stay on this end of the floor with Springville, and a timeout taken by Olympus. 3:10 left in the first quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. You're watching the 5A Girls State Championship Tournament. It's not the boys.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Okay.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And
Speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university
I know.
that cares about me.
No.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Yep. And welcome back to the Huntsman Center. How about the start for Springville's Brooke Pennington? She's got 8 of the 10 Springville points to start things off for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and Mary Sheets with all 5 for Olympus, and I don't want to say that the leading scores have not gotten going yet for either side. It's been players that have been kind of more support scorers, secondary, tertiary scorers that have really been critical here for both sides early on.
Torre with the steal. Poirier, now it's Esplin for 3. Won't get it. Durfee with the offensive rebound. Another one for Durfee. Esplin switches sides. Likes the right side better than the left. Ellie Esplin for 3. And so for Olympus, can they get going? Here's Sheets. Terminates, still looking. Gets it to Alyssa Blank. Blank on the drive, gets hit, +1. There you go. You knew number 15 would get going. And it's Alyssa Blank, our 5A Player of the Year from last year, going to the free throw line.
And after that ball went in, she kind of walked away, knowing a 3-point chance, and clapped her hands, right? Like, let's go. There's that first one, right? And you see that ball go through the rim, and all of a sudden you just start to find that rhythm and confidence.
You just exhale.
Yeah.
As she also hits the and one, the first non-Sheets points for Olympus. Galbraith left that one too strong, and Blank pulls down the rebound. Cross court to Sheets, leave it for Blank. And Alyssa fouled on the drive. They'll go to Durfee. Actually, they'll call that on 11, Ashley Mouser.
Ash Mouser, her first, 4th team foul.
Inside on inbound and just missing the bunny. Now fighting for her own board and has it. And Olympus will reset the offense. Here's Blank. We had a car wreck up top, and I think they're going to say she was not set. The foul goes to number 10, Joss Baker.
They're having that conversation right now.
Well, it was on 10. With we got some frustration.
There's not as many fans here, which doesn't have the same environment nor the same noise level, which means things carry a little bit more.
And it's just natural to listen to what's being said. You can hear it so clearly. Both of us were. They got it right. It was on Baker. Initially, they called it on Blank. I think everyone knew Baker just hadn't gotten there yet. Pennington stepped back and got it.
2 points.
Brooke Pennington. Remember her from a year ago?
Yeah.
She came off the bench, if I remember right. Probably wrong, but here comes Blank.
I do remember her from a year ago.
Yeah.
So that's the important part.
I had a fight. No, I shouldn't say it out loud, but saying Brooke, not Chad Pennington, is on the drive. There's a foul. And now that a local plays on the Jets, it kind of feels a little easier to say.
Fellas on number 15, Katie.
Planning my trip already, just waiting for the schedule release. As Blank lobs in to Baker. And Baker, how about that strong move and finish by Joss Baker?
Joss Baker for the Titans.
I think right now, this is going to be the end for Olympus. The end to focus on, right? That defensive end. I mean, they've allowed 15 in the first quarter. That's a pace of 60 for Springville. I don't know that that's the recipe, right? I mean, you've got to figure out how to get some stops on this end. We talked about some of the help defense. the opportunities that's provided for the Red Devils. I feel like if you can really limit Springville here these last 30 seconds, make some adjustments the rest of the way, that's going to give you your best opportunity. But got to start to get defensive stops here for Olympus.
Brooke Pennington goes straight away to Galbraith. Down to 15 seconds. There's Ellie Esplin. Esplin sends out. 3 on the way, a little strong. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And Davies at the horn. Oh, just off the front of the iron. And that'll do it for the first quarter. And at the end of one, it is the defending 5A champion, Springville Red Devils 15, the Olympus Titans 10. You're watching 2022 5A Girls quarterfinals on KSLSports.com. Start of the second quarter, a 5-point lead for the Red Devils. And then 10 of the 15 points for Springville goes to Brooke Pennington. And for Olympus, I think you take a 5-point deficit, and Alyssa Blank really one shot. Well, I think she took 2 shots in the first quarter.
Yeah, let me circle back. I want to make really clear this game's not over, right? But on the defensive end, this Olympus team coming into today, you want to know how many points per game they allowed on average?
35.
37. They gave up 15 in the first quarter, right? So this is not the defense that we've been accustomed to seeing from Olympus this year. I have every ounce of confidence that we'll see them dial it in as this game continues. But that 60 is just a big number. And in the matchup earlier this year, only gave up 43. So Springville, some things are working for the Red Devils here. And Olympus, got to start on that defensive end as an entry there too tall and lost out.
Joss Baker was fighting for the ball in one of those situations where she lets it go, it stays on that end of the floor.
Right.
And Blank frustrated it with her entry pass there.
And it's what this Springville team does is they just make you uncomfortable early, and then that frustration seeps in, and then it's hard to just get out of it man, there it is.
Ellie Esplin knocks down the 3 from the D1 boys range. Remember the triple stripes, we're playing off the furthest one in, but they're all, Dana pointed out at the beginning, hey, all the same color. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to pick that up, and I don't blame any of our players for doing that. As here on the run out is Galbraith, who lays it in.
Contrary,
it's Bowser.
Contrary to what the indication would be from Triple Stripes, this is not an Adidas school. See what? No.
Laffy Taffy's not.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I do like.
Good though. I liked it.
For those asking, I do like the candy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm just in it for the jokes. It's a steal there by Mouser. Esplin to Pennington. Brooke floated. Crawls off, the rebound taken by Baker. And Olympus had to crawl back into this game. They're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, it feels like Springville is very comfortable in how this game is being played right now on both ends of the floor. Getting the looks they want and getting good defensive stops here.
Topham, good recognition. Didn't get the double dribble. Go back into her. She resets. Durfee hits the deck and a charge. So Topham picks up the foul as Durfee gives the bait and switch on that one and gets the foul call. 30-second timeout gives us a chance to kind of reset things again. The winner of this one will move on to the semifinals. They'll take on the winner of Timpview.
Nope. Viewmont Bountiful.
Thank you, Viewmont Bountiful.
Yeah, which will be the next game coming up. I'm not very good at reading body language. It felt like there's some frustration with Olympus.
Yeah.
Heads hanging, right? And right now it's just about, hey, it's okay, right? Keep your head up. There's a lot of time left. It's what I've really grown to really appreciate about mental performance. Of course, the Riley Jensen Mental Performance Group. But, man, keep your head up, right? Keep focused. Stay positive. There's a lot of opportunity left. This game's not over. But you got to start to turn some things. Defense and offense have got to start to execute a little bit better. But, man, this is not over, and certainly you don't want that frustration to seep in if you want any chance of coming back in this.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Down the floor comes Ellie Esplin. I think there's frustration of giving up some shots they hadn't given up all year. I won't say all year, but inconsistency throughout the year. And not only giving them up Springville's hitting them. As Mouser sends out to an open Ellie Esplin. 3-ball won't drop, and Topham pulls down the board. Blanck to Baker, and here comes Olympus. Blanck comes off the screen, takes a drive, and it'll be Blanck on the line for 2, and there's your recipe.
Yeah.
Defense on one end, get to the foul line on the other.
Well, and some of it is all right, so it's been a struggle to get shots to drop. So what can be offense that you can go back to foundationally? And it's this, right? One of the things that I don't know that people really appreciate about Alyssa Blank's game, she's one of the top free throw shooters in the country. She's 92% on the year. And that's second only to Kaylee Woolston in the state, who's 93%. And when you go and you look on Max Preps, I mean, those are like top 10 percentages in the country. So, how do you get back in it? Get your best player, who's one of the best free throw shooters, to the line and get her buckets and points.
And get her into a rhythm.
Yeah.
She was 1 of 2 on that trip, and it's a 9-point game. And of course, we talk about Blanck going to go play for Coach Juddy, former Ute assistant, former Ute and Boston Celtic. As on that drive won't go, and Highland Ram. As Alyssa Blank will be joining Emma Calvert.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw Lee Kamard in the stands. I saw him walking up.
Had a chance to talk to Lee last week.
He's got to feel pretty comfortable wearing BYU gear on the hill, but
He had a pretty good run against Utah.
Well, in fairness, one of those 2 programs is top 20 right now, so.
Playing really well, too.
They are.
Played in front of a record, 9,000 fans on senior night at the Marriott Center. The lead assistant there for Coach Juddy, one of the nicest guys you'll meet, and he's recruited the state extremely well.
Which I'd love to see, right? I'm not from here, don't have program preference, but I just love to see schools recruit the programs in their state, and they've done a good job.
And when we say that, let's give University of Utah plenty of love, too. Their top players on their women's team are local players, too.
Right.
Kennedy McQueen, and off that miss, here goes ahead to Topham. Durfee giving chase, Topham at the rim. Not going to get the foul call. Then that ball's pulled away by Josh Baker. And the ball goes off of Olympus as frustration rising from our fans from Holiday.
Yeah, I mean, one where I don't know that I blame him on that sequence, right? I thought there were a couple of opportunities where there was maybe some contact, and we played through it. I think we've seen that in a lot of the boys' games. We've talked about it. You get in the playoffs and a little more physicality.
And Ellie Esplin adds to the frustration, hitting the 3.
And that's the kicker, right? As tough as it's been offensively, I mean, Topham just had a couple of looks and it couldn't get one to drop. And a moment where you feel like there should have been a foul, you go down on the other end and they hit a 3.
Alyssa Blank.
I go full-on attack mode here.
They get her in a spot to get the ball easily here.
There's 7 fouls on Springville in this first half.
Alyssa pulls for 3. That's a frustration shot. That's hoping to get something started and the easy one to take. And Springville looking to add to this lead. Here's Durfee off the pump, left hand. She got hit, no call, gets her own board, and a stat stuffing opportunity for number 15.
I mean, no one's there for the rebound, right? They'd all come out on the contest. No one follows up after the shot, and it allows a nice follow and put back there for Durfee.
Timeout, Olympus. We'll take it with them. Full timeout. A 14-point lead for Springville. 3 minutes left in the half. 3 minutes left in the half. And this game has been all Springville. As Olympus trying to get things picked up. Talk about they got to the semifinals a year ago. It was a frustrating night in the semifinals. As Davies, little change of pace, and it just crawls off. That is the half in a nutshell.
It is. And it's where it's like, I say it's easy. Well, don't get frustrated. But you have plays like that, and not just 1 or 2. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 where you get the ball to the rim, and it just won't go down. It's a lot easier said than done to be like, well, just don't get frustrated. At some point, it's like, man, what do we have to do to get a bucket? And it's been that. That's how the first half has played out.
Yeah, only so many times in Normandale go, you got to stay in the game.
Yeah, it
works for so long.
And we see it on the boys' side too. You see it in all of sports, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and it's why I've really come to appreciate that mental performance as an illegal screen here.
Came in late, yeah. I think both illegal screens on Olympus is just getting there a little late, so you're not actually in the position. You are occupying that space before the defender gets there.
Yeah.
So 14-point advantage for Springville as Ellie Esplin goes to work. Up top now, Pennington. Hands back to Esplin. As Ellie will back it out. Good defense to stay in front by Sheet. Or pardon me, that is Rice.
I mean, look at the patience, right? We're not gonna force a bad shot. We're gonna wait for our shot. I said Springville's been feeling very comfortable, and it looks that way. It's like, all right, well, not there. Oh, we'll take this one and hit it.
Why not, Brooke Pennington? 14 points. It'll probably have to be 12 points here in the half. As Blanck comes off the screen, sent back up top to Topham, we'll reset with Davies. Lob inside, Topham can't handle the pass. Then a turnover, we'll go back to Springville.
I'll tell you the other thing that Springville has done. They have made entry passes to Topham extremely difficult. They've forced her to be positioned baseline. They've forced them, high over the top entry passes like that. They have made it really tough to get easy looks, entries for Abby Topham in the block.
And just have not been able to find him to get him down the rabbit hole, if you will, as we go inside of 50 seconds. Mouser down the 40. Is Springville going to take full advantage of the fact there's no shot clock in Utah High School basketball for one more year. 35-second shot clock will even come in the girls' game next year.
Yeah.
And depending on the region, whether or not it'll be in the lower divisions. I think I heard a coach tell me yesterday, Region 3 is going to go sophomore through varsity.
Wow. I love it. I think it's going to really elevate the game. It's going to help players get better, too.
Yep.
If we talk about high school preparing players for college careers, it's going to help high school players get prepared for college careers. It's great.
It's great as that shot won't go for Esplin, and Durfee loses that ball out of bounds. It'll be Olympus ball with just under 3 seconds to go. And allow your athletes to be athletes. The spacing will change.
Right.
All kinds of stuff.
Right.
As they're going to lob that one ahead. It's stolen. Galbraith gets it off. Here is Esplin. There they bank that one home. And at the end of the first half, it is all Red Devils. It is Springville 27, Olympus 11. You're watching the 2022 5A quarterfinals on your home for online championships, KSLSports.com. And welcome back inside the Huntsman Center. Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart.
And Vince Francis. How about that? Hey, Vince.
Hey, Vince. Give us a wave. It's a smile. It's a 16-point lead for the Red Devils. And Daniel, look at the stats. I mean, Brooke Pennington, 5 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 3 from deep, pacing the way for the Red Devils.
Yeah, she's been pretty good. 11 of 28 in the first half for Springville. It's 39%. Olympus 3 of 14. And we've talked about ball just won't go down and the frustration. But, I mean, when you get driving lanes like that, it tends to be more 40% than 20%. And that's been the big difference is just Springville again's been able to execute at their pace, their tempo. 5 threes made in that first half for Springville have really helped to create a huge separation here.
Send out for 3, and it's rattled home. That's Sarah Stringham for 3.
Boy, needed that. And it's one where, again, you just got to see that ball drop once or twice. You've got the scoring ability on this Olympus team to close this gap if you can get some defensive stops. And you see the ball go through the rim, see if that maybe helps to open things up and get that confidence and flow back here for Olympus.
Well, it's just a reminder that defense leads to offense. As Springville already takes their time offensively, it'll take even more time. As Ellie Esplin off on the 3, and that ball will go back to Olympus, trailing by 15. Esplin hit 3 threes in the first half.
In fact, those were the only shots from the floor that she made. 3 of 11 in that first half, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc.
That falls out of bounds. Is Springville going to try to make it hard on Olympus to bring that ball up the floor and go full court and pressure the guard line. But Blank's got to throw it in and finally does. Gets it into Davies. Here's Sheets. Blanck. And the reverse would not drop for Topham. But now on the push.
That's a tough shot. I mean, I love the drive there by Stringham, but that's a tough shot.
Pennington couldn't get that one to go, and now we'll have a foul on the rebound on Durfee. And it's one of those ones, the way that Olympus is pressured, or probably Springville's pressured at full court. Maybe not the foul, because
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a stop, right? But to your point, it does allow Springville to put the press in play.
And they retreat. Okay. Dusty, this is why you broadcast. So,
if it makes you feel better, I've had about 16 of those moments today, so.
I didn't even pick up on them. As they go out the Blank. Alyssa now lobs inside to Topham. Topham with the Esplin on the backside. She swung and missed. You think the foul was coming. She didn't get her. Durfee, cross court. Pennington pumped the 3. Little mid-range 2 is good. Brooke Pennington. She is 6 of 10 from the floor.
A hard closeout there. Good use of the pump fake to create a little extra separation and a turnover.
She stepped out of bounds on that fake.
In for Olympus, number 10, Josh Baker.
So here comes Esplin, and Ellie lays that one up and in. So Ellie Esplin now with 11 points. They go inside to Blanck, and Alyssa able to get the 2.
Yeah, nice job there by Alyssa, getting good positioning inside.
And that ball knocked away by Sheets, picked up by Davies. Davies leaves it for Baker. Josh Baker's J won't drop, and the rebound cleared by Springville. And now a timeout taken by Coach Averett. 4:50 left in the third, and a 30-second timeout taken by the Red Devils. Again, this is game 5 of 8. The Battle of Bountiful coming up next.
Should be a really interesting one. Bountiful has been one of the top teams in the state the entire year. And you look at Viewmont, they have gotten hot at the right time. Mix of inside, outside, and should be a fun one. Their third matchup between the Region 5 teams, Bountiful with the regular season sweep.
Been a bit since Viewmont's been this deep in the tournament, so from us doing the games. I need to make that preference.
Yeah, there's another
Patrick
one,
Carr
right?
will be tweeting us here in just a second, but I believe that this is Bountiful's first semifinal since Kennedy Redding. And I say that because we've called every one of them since, and I don't remember doing a Bountiful game since Kennedy Redding won the terrific, she and Sarah Hampson state championship of volleyball and then basketball. Of course, Kennedy, one of the best female athletes that we've covered. Kind of gets lost in that mix of all the good ones. Cross court, Ellie Esplin, short on the 3. Tipped out, gets the board.
The guard duo there helping each other.
And there's a steal. Josh Baker. Get up to Davies.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, even there, it's like they wanted to get the ball to Blanck, but Kayla Perret, we talked about her scoring. Today, she's had the defensive assignment. She's done a good job really staying with Blanck, and she's a big reason why Blanck only has 6. They really haven't allowed Alyssa to touch the ball much.
Davies off the inbound. Oh, that ball was down and comes out. Rebound taken by Pennington. No, you're absolutely right. They've marked her, to use a soccer term, since you're going to get ready for soccer coverage here pretty soon. They've marked her and taken her out. Not even Roy Kent himself could get through that. Inside in the bucket for Madison Galbraith.
You want to talk about the saying in sports and in basketball, points that come easy and points that come hard. For Springville, points have come easy, and for Olympus, points have come hard.
No.
It's just been how the game is played out.
Blank up top to Baker. And then kind of get Alyssa freed up off the screen, and Blank draws the foul on Poirier, and then it'll be Alyssa Blank going the line for free throws.
Fouls on number 10, Kayla Poirier, her third.
Mentioned it's been a spectacular run at Olympus High School for Alyssa Blank.
She's over 1,500 points in her career, and she needs a couple more games, but if they can make the comeback here, she's going to have a big game. If they can get through a semi to a championship, she's got a far outside potential of cracking the top 10. But she's going to need some big games to do that, and obviously Olympus to pick things up here over the remainder of the 12 minutes they've got.
She's got a big remainder of this third quarter and fourth quarter to get that done. Here's a steal by Sheets. Esplin gets back. Oh, it's an ugly spot. I think that might be a block, yeah.
Yeah. Not too much. I can't think of the word. Ellie didn't disagree with it that much. I think she recognized
How much of an argument?
Yeah. Thank you. It's
Were you
been
looking
a long
for protest?
day.
Were you looking for protest?
I don't know what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to read more to help my vocabulary. Clearly, that's not helping very much.
Did not help much, none.
Yeah.
As first free throw, good.
Yeah.
Patrick Carr had warned us, hey, make sure everything's together.
I told him it wouldn't take long.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah.
The free throw is 1 for 2 from the stripe there for Sheets. In fact, there's her first point since the first quarter. She had the first 5 points for Olympus. As Esplin goes back out to Pennington. Year 2 of having the girls and the guys tournament the same venue. You said third year? Man, it's right.
Because it was at the U, then it's Slick.
2020, 2020 and then 2021, and then a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Olympus. See if this can rejuvenate Olympus.
You see a little bit of energy on the bench, in the stands. Again, we talked about you just need to get some stops, and you can build off that. They've started to get some stops. Got to see now the execution offensively from those stops to help close this gap.
It's like that Salem Hills Olympus boys game earlier today. Got the stops. Can he make the buckets to make it hurt? Lob inside, trying to get that into Blank. We're going to have a foul on the floor, and that's to go to Galbraith. I bet it's number 2 on Galbraith.
And I would tell you, and we've mentioned it a couple times, Blank and Olympus is having to work for every little thing, and Galbraith called there for being, too physical on that entry. But I think Springville will take that time and time again, right? We're going to make Alyssa really earn the ball.
Oh, nice find, and it's Topham. Lays it up and in, and it's a 14-point game.
And here's one, Topham. I think that's her first field goal of the game. Again, she's had a couple of looks. Does that give her kind of that confidence again in the low post to be able to start seeing those plays finish now?
Esplin, now Galbraith in the corner to Durfee. Then you mentioned that Olympus gives up an average of 37 points per game. Springville about to hit the average, as there's the first team foul the second half on Olympus.
Number 13, Mary Sheets.
And that goes on Mary Sheets, number 2 on Mary.
First team foul.
Pennington along the baseline.
Good help there by Topham. Again there on the help.
Had to close down the lane and send out the drive. Pennington And here's the thing, Springville's going to take their time. Said, okay,
Yeah.
good defense, play some more.
And this is where I really respect this Springville program. Coach Averett, she doesn't have a lot of players that take forced shots, right? A lot of discipline. It requires of a whole team to be able to buy into that.
Blanck sends out. Now on the drive is Josh Baker. Takes the bump from Galbraith, can't finish. If that had dropped, he'd really have the momentum. But as it is, I think Springville will look for the final shot.
See, no dribble offense. Just teasing there with those balls all moving through the air. And
looking to play a little bit of keep away as Mary Sheets picked up her third personal.
In for the Titans, number 5, Riley Rice.
As Riley Rice comes on. And now Esplin foul by Davies, and the third team foul on Olympus.
Fouls on Olympus, number 12, Brooke
As
Davies, her second. Third team foul on the Titans.
Olympus trying to pick up the defensive intensity. Heading into the fourth quarter, trailing by 14, as Springville's been in control of this from the beginning. Ellie Esplin sent back out to Pennington. Again, no shot clock in Utah High School basketball, and Springville can take this down.
you see how far out Olympus starting to come defensively. Again, they're trying to get that ball moving, trying to get a turnover or a steal here. It is allowing Blanck and Topham to get their wind as they're responding on the baseline of that zone.
Into the corner, Pennington chased off the three, gets it off, can't get it. Esplin at the horn, she got it. Offensive board and rattles home the J. We head to the fourth quarter, and it is Springville leading by 16, 37-21. You're watching the 2022 5A Girls quarterfinals on KSLSports.com, your new home for online championships. Start of the fourth quarter, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. And Dane, that third quarter hit to just how this game has gone. Well, Springville got exactly what they wanted.
Yep.
And when it didn't go the way they wanted it, they made it the way they wanted it.
Offensive board and a second look. I mean, it's been that kind of a game today, and it's just phenomenal, right? I mean, you talk about all the experience last year on that state championship team that graduated, and here we are a year later. And yeah, you return some players, but it's the same thing, right? And it's that same consistency and execution.
Blanck and Galbraith tie up for the loose ball.
Is there a double dribble?
That's what, yeah, it looked like it was a double dribble. That's what all the Olympus fans were asking for. But,
and here they thought I didn't like them.
And to what Dane Stewart, my buddy Dane Stewart, referred to you in third person for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, the official's a little closer. His perspective is a little closer than mine.
Is that the line that's going to carry us through the rest of the week?
I don't know. Most of these, that ball goes out of bounds through the hands of Riley Rice, and it'll be Springville basketball. Again, this Olympus team has come in playing good basketball. They had a couple of hiccups down the stretch, but in state tournament, get themselves to this position to get back to the semifinals, and been a tough night so far for the Titans.
You talk about hiccups down the stretch. Let's just talk about the top of Region 6. Olympus and Highland, co-region champs. They each finished with 10 region wins. Skyline finished third with 9.
Right.
I mean, 29 wins combined amongst the top 3 teams in that region.
And GK got hurt.
Right. I mean, it's just Region 6 this year was no joke. It was a tough region.
Well, we're going to see Highland in the nightcap tonight, and you'll get a feel for those Rams. Is on the take and finish is Kayla Poré. And get to see that team that won the state championship. Well, the sophomores, they were sophomores and freshmen, now juniors and seniors. Looking to make a run here at the University of Utah like they did a couple years ago. But top-line players of most of those programs, including in GK. And it was just sad when I remember you told me she got hurt. I said, man, because we might get to the tournament and see those top players.
Yep. Certainly changed the mix for Skyline. They lost to Viewmont in that second round. Why, we'll see the Vikings in our next game as opposed to the Eagles, but always
Ellie.
hard when you have an experienced player go down with a major injury.
Another offensive rebound for Springville, and now a foul to Olympus.
Foul on number 10.
As Springville is just going to milk this clock up 16 points. The rules dictate you can do it, and Holly Everett saying, this is why I won the Rewind Coach of the Year last year, because I coach my team.
I nicknamed the Dusty Lidsters.
Was that?
Nothing.
I missed it. I was going to try to remember the name is Everett's shot goes in and out. Rebound taken by Blanck. There's Sheets. Is going to draw the foul. It'll be the 15th foul to Springville.
Foul is on Springville, number 11, Ash Mauser.
Let's talk about the other side of it, Dusty.
14 foul.
Olympus averaged 58 points per game coming into this one.
Wow.
On pace to be the lowest scoring output of the season.
It just shows you the clamps that they put on. There's a 5-second closely guarded. And a full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 5:12 left in the fourth quarter. The reigning champs looking strong. You're watching 2022 5A Girls Quarterfinals. 5:12 left in the fourth quarter. Is Olympus have to pick up the pressure, and not even pick up the pressure, they got to get the ball, and then they got to score. As poor Galbraith, rather, is fouled by Sheets. That'll be the fourth personal on Mary, and the 15th foul on the Titans.
13, Mary Sheets. That's her fourth. 15 foul.
Three is short. Rebound taken by Blanck. Alyssa Blank, 8 points. She's got 9 boards, but 8 points. Jam. Raspberry.
Hey, yeah, there we go.
As we're going to have to get an extra basketball here to get that out.
Dusty, just run down there and knock that out, would you?
I did leg day yesterday. I'm not
So you should
jumping
be good
anywhere.
and strong.
I'm not going anywhere.
They're warmed up.
I'm lucky I can walk.
That's why I wear the PF Flyers.
Okay, it was leg day on Friday, but still.
Me and George Costanza.
The jump shoes.
Yeah. I got about the same vertical as George.
Yeah, it was leg press and alternating squat day, or alternating lunge day on Friday.
That's interesting. My Friday was cookie day, so that was my Friday.
As you
cookie
can tell
day.
our on-camera stuff, it's really working.
Yeah.
From where we were 3 years ago, as off the floor comes Ashley Mauser. And the second won't go, and the rebound taken by Kayla Poirier. Ellie Esplin back out to Pennington, who's been terrific. Can't get that one to go. Rebound in the hands of Galbraith, and she's fouled by Sheets, and that's number 5 on Sheets. And she's got to be leery of a technical foul. The Springville fans want it, but official also recognizes a 16-point game. Great job by Miss Official there. But that's the 6th Olympus team foul, as that will do it for the night for Mary Sheets.
Number 21, Sarah Stringer, replacing Mary Sheets.
Officials, I think they've done a good job. Candace Horn, Neil Hunt, Steph Stassen.
Yeah.
That's one where Sheets was obviously sad, frustrated. Could be her last game at Olympus. Because I believe she is a senior. I believe.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So you get it. You get the frustration.
Yep.
There's no reason to compound the situation.
I mean, a player that averages 8.5 a game, 2.5 steals per game, and the way this game is played out as the last one, obviously, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Titans that feel that same way as the carry there, and I think Alyssa knew it immediately.
She did, and ball got up on her. And it's a turnover for Blanck. As Ashley Mouser comes back on for for Galbraith.
You know, I know Olympus, this is not the way they wanted this year to end. It was not that long ago when this program was not winning region games.
At all.
I mean, you would win maybe 1 or 2 in region. Yeah. And to come out this year and for this group to capture a region championship, make it to a semi last year, quarter this year, like this program is different because of this group. Yeah. And I know that that's going to be a consolation prize for them, but they should take a lot of pride in what they have changed and helped to create at Olympus.
Well, remember, we talked about the Woods Cross boys program, right? And that was a doldrums program. And even when we first got those first state tournament games with Holton Hunsaker and others, I mean, they were getting as a 4 seed. Remember, that was when 4 seeds from each region got in. They were getting in there, and they came in 1 year as a 4, nearly pulled up an offset. Next year came as a sophomore, they were a 2. And it's just kind of what builds, and all of a sudden you get it moving. That area becomes, hey, we are a girls basketball or boys basketball program. And you talk about this. I've had friends that played for Olympus girls basketball in the early 2000s. They won like 3 games.
Yeah.
And weren't competitive. And you see what's happened lately. To your point, it's a lot of things that you should be proud of. I mean, you know me. I played at Carbon, played football at Carbon. We didn't have a lot of winning seasons. In fact, the last winning season was my junior year.
But you still talk about that.
Heavens, yes, man. 7-3. We averaged 56 points per game at home, 48 overall. Averaged 36 on the road.
Clearly, those home officials helped out. I mean, that's got to be it.
Oh,
right?
Heavens no! It was a 72.
I always heard officiating in Carbon was a little dicey.
The other way, trust me. But these are things that these girls take back with them, and stuff that they remember, and it's awesome. And what they've been able to do is absolutely terrific, and stuff that they should be very proud of.
Yeah. Yeah, you play to win the game. I get it, right? And you want to go win a state championship. That's every team's goal. But to change a culture and change a program trajectory and the respect of it is maybe more impressive. Yep. And so for me, it's a tip of the cap to the senior group. You know, players like Sheets. Obviously, we've talked about Blanck, Stringham a senior, Davies. They have helped change what Olympus girls basketball is known for. Now it's winning.
Yeah, now it's winning. Now it's a chance to go deep in the tournament. As Olympus fans frustrated, they want a chance to get the ball back, and it'll take a foul to do so. But then you've been with me. We cover baseball, and when I go talk to coaches and say, hey, I coached the helper, they go, oh, yeah. And especially they did summer ball. Yeah. That was because we won a bunch of championships. We went to games, but we built the program. And it was just a tradition. Then they won after I left. Maybe there's a reason why. But it's fun to say that. It's fun to go through it. There's the foul, actually a charge going to be called on Springville. Coach Esplin, or probably Esplin, Coach, might as well be Coach Esplin, but Coach Avery. So, hey, pass the ball and get over here. Like, don't dribble. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it won't affect the result, right?
As I shared in the game on Friday, or I guess it was Thursday, I think everyone will sleep okay tonight. Except for maybe Coach Avery. She's going to be really frustrated about that.
I actually texted a 6A coach who had a first-round bye. I texted him on Wednesday and said, hey, you get a night off, a night to relax. He's like, there's no such thing as night to relax. I'm like, you can't even enjoy a first-round bye. Really? Come on, man.
I believe it.
There's no game plan. Like, you can just watch basketball.
Hey, one of our good friends already had a sheet all built out. He knew who he was going to play and what. And what the chances were. We saw him at a 2A Region 2 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the same thing last year. It's become an infamous spreadsheet.
Had a chance to talk to his dad on Friday as there was a foul to Blanck. Did you know his dad's the head of the, part of the Coaches Hall of Fame?
I did not.
Yeah.
See, Dusty, here's what you need to do. You need to go and take him out to a steak dinner once or twice, and that way maybe you can get in for your 10-year helper.
Hey.
There's
I know it's
idea.
American Legion and all, but come on. Let's do this.
A coach is a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe for our women's football league team that we coached back in the day.
That championship game still haunts me. that last interception.
Quarter of an inch.
I still see it.
Quarter of an inch.
Still coached a lot of those girls. They said me happy birthday, coach.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. See, folks, Dave and our friends off the camera, too. It's a 20-point game as Blanck draws the foul, and it'll put Alyssa at the line. Gives us a chance to talk about Alyssa Blank. We talked about it before. She was our 5A Player of the Year a year ago. Just had an outstanding career. We talked about she'd have to stay alive to get in the top 10 all-time scoring, but she finishes over 1,300 career points.
1,500.
1,500 career points. And it's a heck of a career and helped change the program. She's going to go play at the next level. We talked about it before. Go to BYU, where she'll be teamed up with locals, Emma Calvert, amongst others. The Falateas are there.
Averages a double-double. Dusty, she's had games this year with 5, 6, 8 assists, steals, blocks. She can hit the three. I mean, she is a really talented player. And, you know, one that it's like, I look at the next level, it's like, if I'm a coach, I don't know where to put her. And I don't mean that as a negative. It's like, do I want to use her inside or do I want to bring her outside? Because her versatility is such that you can leverage her skill set in multiple ways, and she can be a matchup problem. And so it's one where I'm really excited to see what she does at BYU, because I think that she can really affect the game in a multitude of different ways.
Right.
And you know, we've seen that in her time here at Olympus, but I expect that to continue to the next level.
Well, you think of Emma Calvert, she's playing with a version of Tamia Gardner. Emma can stretch the floor if she needs to. She also does great work down low. We get Alyssa going from junction to junction, hitting mid-range jumpers, getting things going, absolutely. Talk about Nani and Lolly Falatea, already there and having a good year. Coach Juddy got them in the top 20. They're looking to be a top 16 seed in the tournament.
I know you have to have talent, but I'll say this again. To me, when you recruit in your state, there's a little extra buy-in and a little extra care. And I think you see that play out, right?
Absolutely.
And those are all very talented players. I don't mean to belittle any of them at all. And we've had great women's basketball in the state of Utah. That helps, right? But, man, you get those top-end players to stay in a program they care about, and that makes a big difference in the ability for that program to have success.
Well, we're sitting in a building that's got a number 4 hanging up next to Andrew Bogan, Kim Smith, that took University of Utah to the Final Four. Played for the New York Liberty.
I mean, I know one of your high school alumni.
Morgan Warburton.
Right.
My favorites. And the fall away there for Alyssa Blank. Gets her into double digits. Well, she was already there. Puts her at 12.
Yeah.
And now trying to get the foul here to Pennington. It'll put Pennington at the line. And give Olympus a chance potentially to walk off some of the seniors, but we'll see if coach decides to do that. If she doesn't, I get it. Let them stay on the floor. But here comes Springville. We talked about this. I knew better than a pick against Coach Averett.
Here's the scary thing. I probably shouldn't say this. If you looked at these rosters, you would say, how does Springville match up with the post of Olympus?
Yep.
And the answer is just fine. Yeah. And it's what makes this team so remarkable, right? I love the way you introed this game. Last year was about the post. This year, it's different. And yet, it's not different at all. And it's what is you have to appreciate about the way Springville plays and the team concept and the system and the style. And, man, they buy in, they play hard, and they are just difficult as you see Blank hit a three.
Blake hits her first three. And really what this reminds me of is that Woods Cross game today. It's like, hey, how do they deal with the size of Orem? Or it's, we'll pack it in. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll play zone, make them do their thing, make them stay on the outside. And really what happened here today, so we're gonna force Blank to stay outside.
We're gonna make entry passes hard.
Yep.
We're gonna push everything out. We're gonna rebound the ball. We're gonna beat you to loose balls. And it's worked.
And realize your two guards are what equalizes everything.
Yeah. You know, how about a nice moment? I don't know if anyone caught that on camera, but Alyssa Blank, she's got Sarah Stringham, a fellow senior, just 2 blocks down from her and just reached out, grabbed the hand of her fellow senior. That's a moment,
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely, absolutely. Well, those final moments tick away in your last time playing in high school, no matter if you're going to play in the next level. The stuff you don't forget is Alyssa will pull for 3 and won't go.
It's practice time, the bus time.
Yeah. And now the foul, it'll put Ellie Esplin at the line. You've heard me acquiesce about my final football games. Just don't forget them. those last moments.
Ellie Esplin.
So Ellie back at the line. Look, it wouldn't be if she looked at the shooting line, she'd be frustrated, but she got it done. And Ellie Esplin now with 16, looking for 17, has 4 boards, 2 assists on the day. She and Brooke Pennington combined for 35 points. And now the foul after the rebound here to Olympus. That'll go to Sarah Stringham. That'll put Emery Cordoza at the line. Again, remind you of the Battle of Bountiful coming up next. Bountiful versus Viewmont. As after the game, Dana will select our Heidemann Associates player of the game. And go to Utah.law. Find a law office closest to you. Utah County fans, very close to you. But if you can't get into the office for any myriad of reasons, he'll set up a virtual call. And you can hit us up on Twitter at GNL Rewind. You can be Dusty Lister or Dane Stewart. We even give you a personal introduction to Justin as well. So final 15 seconds. Davies is up top. Shimoda. They're going to try to get that ball into Blanck. 4 seconds. As the final 4 seconds of the 2021-2022 season coming up for Olympus. In to Topham, and that'll do it. Springville, the reigning queens of 5A basketball, move on and move back into the semifinals. By count, the 3rd straight year. If I missed one, I apologize, but 3rd straight year going to go to the semifinals, powered by a 51-30 win over Olympus. Dane, your final thoughts and a selection of a player of the game.
Well, I mean, I think this was a game that Springville came out, set the tone early, and held on to it throughout the duration. And for me, the player of the game, I'm going to go Brooke Pennington. 19 points, 5 rebounds for her. She set the tone early as Springville built that lead, never relinquished it. And look, I know it's a tough way for Olympus' season to end, this senior group, all the work they've done. And of course, Alyssa Blank, one of the best we've seen in the state the last couple of years, her career coming to a close tonight. But the style and tempo of Springville wins out, and they advance thanks to Brooke Pennington and crew.
Absolutely. Again, congratulations to Coach Averitt and the Red Devils moving on. And again, a spectacular year to Olympus and a great run for Blanck and the Titans in the last few years as their season comes to a close. But Springville moves on. The reigning champions of 5A move on. And they will take on the winner of Viewmont and Bountiful. That game coming up next right here on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I am Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the 2022 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com.